So summer is in full swing here and I'm so excited because I've been meaning to propagate a bunch of my plants, and although that hasn't stopped me for winter, I still propagated quite a lot in the winter time. Summertime is just when they grow so incredibly quick. So now about half my plants are propagations, and I'm gonna show you which ones have been the easiest for me, and I think anybody can propagate these, honestly. So whether you're watching this to learn more about propagations or this is just background noise right now for your propagating, I hope you enjoy, and let's get into it. Of course, I had to kick this list off with peperomia. Like, all peperomia are the easiest plants to propagate because you can basically take any leaf, whatever, it doesn't need to have a node, and it will still grow. Like, it's insane. And I don't know exactly how it works, but somehow with peperomia, you only need a leaf and then it still grows an entirely new plant from that leaf. The plant that I have that I'm probably the most proud of, where this process is like, you know, start to finish, I started with just a leaf that had fallen off and then ended with, like, it's not a big plant, it's a small plant, but nonetheless, I'll show you pictures. But this was in February, and then this was in March, and then I potted it up you know, at that March time, and then let me show you it now. And then here it is now, and I'll get closer to the camera so you can see, but I'm just admiring it for myself right now. There's two new shoots in here, like two main plants that are like putting out new growth. And it literally just started from one tiny little leaf. So I'm super excited. It's a peperomia rosso. So if any of you guys are wondering, that's what it is. And I'll put that on the screen so you can see like how to spell it and everything, because I know it's so hard to know how to spell these plant names sometimes. But let me show you real quick just where everything happened with this plant. So here it is. It is so cute. It's got just the really green leaves, and on the back it's like a red undertone, which I mean, it's super pretty. And I love it so much. It used to be, like I said, just one leaf, and like I showed you on those pictures, like I'm so amazed by it because it's the first plant that like has actually grown completely from a new leaf, and it's like this size. And like I said, this is tiny, I understand, but it's grown so quickly because like February to March to now, like what's now, like June, is not a long time for an entirely new plant to form with a whole root system and everything. And like I said, now that there's like two separate shoots and everything, it's just such a fun process. And it's so fun to see a plant grow basically like from when you first got it and something that people would often throw away to like an actual plant that you can take care of and that's actively growing all the time. But yeah, I'll probably have to repot this one soon just to get it to grow a bit more, but there's still a ton of active growth coming in, so it doesn't seem like it needs to be repotted right now, because that's a big mistake that some people make. They often repot cuttings into big pots and the roots just can't take that. So if your cutting is still putting out like growth consistently and it's not stunted in any way, and it's not like slowing down or anything, and it just doesn't seem to be dying at all, just keep it in its pot. It's not doing it any harm. I have a couple more peperomia ones to show you, and then we'll move on to the next type of plant. But this one is a little, there's three different plants in here. Two of them are peperomia. I've got a peperomia watermelon and then a peperomia ripple of some sort. I don't know what kind it is. But the peperomia watermelon was just a leaf that I cut down at the stem. So it was like, you know, the leaf in the stem. So this is different than the last one because it does have a stem attached to it. And it grew roots that were, I mean, I had a lot of roots on this thing. I don't think I took any pictures, unfortunately, but there was a lot of roots on this cutting. And then after a while, and this one took a lot longer to grow more growth, like leaves from the cutting than like the last one did. But after a while, it did start putting out a leaf. And then once it put out its first sign of like new growth, it actually just started going a bit crazy. And there's only two new leaves that have like broken the surface and are growing, but it's growing, so I'm super excited. And the peperomia ripple, when I potted this one up, it only had some roots at the bottom and then the tiniest sign of new growth. So I don't expect to see new growth for that one popping up anytime soon, but let me show you the watermelon. So this is the original leaf, and it's a bit banged up, but I mean, it's still alive. And then we have this new leaf down here and then this one back here. And the ripple, like I said, doesn't have any new growth coming in quite yet. But like I said, I don't expect to see any coming in anytime soon. But yeah, I hope the watermelon does well because like I've had a hard time with the main plant, if I'm being honest. So I hope this one thrives. The next one, of course, is super easy to propagate. And then the propagations typically do really well. They've done really well for me, but it's a string of hearts. And this is one that I'm kind of overflowing with cuttings from right now. I just recently potted them up in the last couple of weeks. So I've finally gotten rid of like my stash of cuttings. I think I have like 3 still rooting. but there's gonna be more in like a couple more weeks, so I'm kind of just up to my elbows in string of hearts right now. This is the mother plant that all the string of hearts propagations have come from, and it's not super long right now, so it's not like, ooh, that's impressive or anything like that right now, but there's so many new growth points. I propagated a bit up here where I just stuck a node back into the soil, and then I just barely cut a couple weeks ago all these down to like relatively the same size, because before they were all like long, and then I had some short ones up here. And they were just all a bit too varied of sizes for my taste. But like I said, I cut these like a few weeks ago, and there's already new leaves and an active growth point there too. So it's already growing again, and I am gonna have more cuttings, I guarantee, in a couple weeks. So that's not an issue for me. I really like having more cuttings, and then I do occasionally put some cuttings back in the pot so it like fills out a bit more here, but I think it's getting a bit crowded as far as root space goes. But I will actually show you the two that I just potted up this past week, plus a plant that it's my variegated string of hearts. If you have followed me at all, you know that I basically killed my variegated string of hearts that I got. I only got a little strand, and it had 2 growth points on it, so like 2 actively growing nodes and like tubers attached to it. They were small tubers, but they were there. And I tried to, basically what happened was I got it in some soil, and I think the soil stayed too wet for too long, and it rotted some of the roots on one of the active growth point like nodes. So I had to take it out, and I put it in water to kind of like try to rehab it, because I know how to work better with them when they are in water and in that propagation setting, just because I can see the roots and I can see what's going on. So basically I put it in water, but then the one node that started rotting was a bit too far gone, so then I had to take that out and try to do something with it, and I couldn't, so I lost one of the strings, and then I had the tiniest node with just 2 leaves attached to it left, and I've been trying to root that one again and kind of get that one healthy, and I finally got it to the point where it is actively growing, and it does have healthy roots now, so I potted that up with a couple of my regular string of hearts cuttings. And yeah, so that's just a precursor. So here's the first pot, and this one doesn't have as many, this one's a bit more of an experimental cuttings pot, other than, you know, the well-rooted ones that I did. But I did do a couple of propagations in here, just butterfly method without any active roots on them or anything, to see what would happen basically with that, because I had some extra nodes. So there's the variegated string of hearts, and I'm super excited to see that grow a bit more, because once that does grow and get a bit more stable, I will propagate that too, to kind of make its own little pot. But then the rest of these are just regular string of hearts. And I'm super excited because I love string of hearts. They're one of my favorite plants. So yeah, it's super exciting. And then I also have this pot of propagations from my string of hearts that I potted just last weekend. So these are much more recent of like a propagation that I did. These are all regular string of hearts, but they aren't as long as the other ones were. Like there's none that are like really trailing super far off of this one. But I'm super excited to watch them grow, like I said, so yeah, we'll see how that does. And then the last one on this list is one that I feel like a lot of people overlook in terms of propagating, and that is a SCINDAPSUS. And the SCINDAPSUS that I've been propagating is this one down here. I'm not gonna even try to pronounce the name, like I always skip over in every single one of my videos, but this is one that I've constantly propagated, and I probably have about 3 or 4 plants now from this propagation. And yeah, it's a bit insane, but let me show you the mother plant. So I mean, the main plant isn't like anything massive or whatever. Like it's a great plant and everything, and it's very full and healthy and happy. But I mean, I know a lot of people have like these big, massive, long trailing like parent plants. I just can't, I don't have the space for that. So I can't let them get to that point. So I trim them a lot sooner, I think, than a lot of people would. But this is one that I've constantly taken propagations from and cuttings from ever since I got it, really. So yeah, a lot of times I know SCINDAPSUS are a bit more susceptible, I feel like, to getting leggy than like pothos and philodendron, like heartleaf philodendron. So this one, whenever it gets leggy, I do just chop it and propagate it, because I don't really like it to look very leggy, and sometimes I do. So I let it grow out a bit sometimes, but then I just cut it back anyways. But let me show you all the plants that I've gotten from this one plant. And I've had this for like a year or so, so these are just kind of ones that I've accumulated over the years. So this was probably the first one that I actually like planted up all the cuttings that I have, and I am only going to show you 2 of the plants that I have, because the third one's basically smaller and it's the same exact thing as this one basically. But this one isn't very big because I only put like 3 cuttings in here, so it's going to be smaller, but I don't know, it's kind of a cute little like trailing plant, and it's super fun, and I love having little plants around, so it's just so fun to have just like a bunch of the same kind of plant just sitting around your house. And then I know this one is way too big for the pot that it's in, but this is it, and I'm gonna actually take it out of this pot so you can see just how big it is. But this one was made from basically as many plants that I could fit into this pot. And it has a lot more of the mature leaves on it than the last one. So that's why it kind of looks bigger, fuller, all that sort of stuff. But it's just such a pretty plant and I'm so pleased with it. I think it's gonna be super cute once it starts growing and trailing and all that. Yeah, I don't know. I really love little propagated plants and putting them into pots and having little tiny plants all over the place, and just, I don't know. There's something really nice about like growing your own plants from your propagations. But yeah, those are the 3 plants that have probably propagated the best for me. And I know there's a ton others that propagate super easily and super quickly, but those are probably my 3 favorites at the moment to propagate. And probably the ones that I propagate the most because their mother plants just grow so quickly. But I hope you enjoyed, and I really hope you guys enjoy propagating all your plants this summer. I hope you get some big, full, lush plants out of it. So happy propagating. I'll see you guys later.